Okay, this is the second video from a weekend update here at reddragonleo.com. I want to continue on the weekly chart and show that there still is another possibility. This market could simply be taking a pause, and there is the possibility that next week it could actually go up. I know that's hard to believe, but it is. Again, as we said, this is a hard week to figure out because it's an OPEX week. But you know, there's you know, if it's too obvious for everyone to see, it just seems like it's not likely to happen. You know, and trying to say that it's going to have an identical move exactly like this one just seems unlikely. That's all. So we go back and look at some of the other dates. And we see something like, let's see here. Well, if there was a run up and there was a down week, then the next week was an up week, and then there was a down week, and then it proceeded to finally sell off. So they could basically chop it up and down. You see how they peaked up here, and basically they had their run up week. They did have one down week here. But once they got up to this point, they had a down week just like we had last week. And then the next week was up. Well, you know, we could possibly do that. And then the next week, it looks like they must have spiked it up on a Monday or Tuesday and tagged a critical level at that point, which at that point was the 50-day moving average. And then they had the down week. So, you know, it's still possible. It's still possible. I don't want to throw that out there because, I mean, I don't want to not throw that out there. That it is still possible that that this market could chop around here and try to push up a little higher to maybe hit that that 11,800 print before they tank it. It's still a possibility. The insiders are selling at record numbers. So I do want to go over that, but I did want to, you know, let you know that anything is possible next week. It's going to be a tough week to call. But let's look at those charts here over at Zero Hedge. I believe it's on this one. Let me see here. Nope. Let's see here. Let's see. Is this it? Yes, insider selling. I put a link to this, by the way, and you can see this is pretty outlandish, to say the least. A negative 4.5 billion here on this, and 3.6 here. This is the lowest level in how many years? 2004, 2005. This kind of selling, folks, doesn't look bullish to me. You know, this is clearly saying that, you know, this market is, I'm sorry, I don't have it on the, sorry, let me, okay, hopefully you can see it all now. All the way back here from at least 2004 all the way to now, this is a massive amount of selling. So even if next week ends up chopping around, maybe it turns out to be a bullish options expiration week at some point. You know, they close it up, or maybe in the week flat. You know, maybe they try to spike it up this week to rally it up and try to hit that fake print. I don't know, but this kind of selling tells me that this market is ready to tank, and very, very soon. How soon? I don't know. I don't know. You know, that's the key question. You know, you just don't have this kind of selling without something getting ready to hit the fan, if you know what I mean. So anyway, I did put a link to this, to Zero Hedge's article, and timing, of course, is the tough part about this, because again, those of you playing options, you know, you can't just wait it out, because it could chop around for a while. We know that. But you can go ahead and look at the list of all the stocks and stuff that they are specifically selling. For those of you who want to gamble on certain particular stocks. Some other things here I wanted to go over. Let's see. This site here is the one that has the link to the video that I posted on the blog, talking about that it was a U.S. sub that shot a missile in response to the Chinese using an EM pulse on a cruise ship. And you'll see that on the blog, but you can also click on this link to watch it. But that to me, again, spells false flag event. I don't think that what they originally reported to the media, that it was an American sub that was they originally reported it was a Chinese sub that was showing their military might. I don't buy that, not for 1 minute. Again, as I said before, we all know each other's capability. The United States knows the capability China has. China knows the capability we have. You don't have to show your military might anymore. Everybody knows everything. These long-range ICBM missiles have been around for a long time. So I don't think it was no Chinese sub. I clearly think it was an American sub. But whether or not the Chinese were responsible for the EMP pulse out there with that cruise ship is still, unknown. I really don't think that they were responsible for it. I don't think they're trying to start a war. It's the United States, not the United States government in particular, but a certain group of people, the Illuminati, that are the ones trying to start World War III. So somehow they staged this event, and they're going to try to blame it on the Chinese somehow. So beware of that. And some of the other stuff here, this one, if you hadn't seen this clearly shows enhancement of that streak of the UFO that they're claiming was just a condensation trail. In the future, people are going to look back at this, and just like if we look back in past at the early 1900s, people would have laughed at us for people that said that we were going to go to the moon, and or further back than that, the Wright brothers flying, people laughed at them, thinking, "No, you'll never fly." Then there's tons of people out there that still want to deny the existence of UFOs and stuff, but there's just so much evidence of it. You can't continuously deny thousands and thousands of people seeing sightings of craft like this, and thousands of people being abducted, and describing the abductors as aliens. It's just it's not rational to keep denying it. So while it's possible that the EMP pulse was not used by the Chinese, it could have been a UFO actually shooting down the missile. I still think that there's more to that story than we'll ever find out. I think that it's more likely that the United States sent a UFO, that they sent the UFO, I'm sorry, they sent the missile. And let's see, this was the video, I believe. Yes. I think it's more likely that the UFO knocked down the missile that the United States fired, and they didn't fire it at the Chinese in retaliation for an EMP pulse from the Chinese hitting the cruise ship and knocking it out. I think it's more along the lines of the ICBM was launched to create a false flag event that would bring China into a war. How, I don't know. I don't know the details of it, but I think more likely it was an alien ship that shot, or an alien UFO that shot the EMP, and not at the cruise ship, but at the missile, and took down the missile. I think that's what they did, and I think they were, good guys. So, but that's just my speculation. No one will really know what it is. So I did thought this was kind of unusual. This, again, thinking outside the box here, this guy here that they arrested made 126 trades in a row, high risk trades, and came out a winner every time. And they arrested him for it because they said he was an insider, and he claims to be a time traveler. He turned $800 into $350 million in 2 weeks. I don't know about you. I won't deny the possibility of time travel. I don't know. Nobody knows. I can't. The whole blog is about the dark side of the economy and how it relates to the stock market. And I can't throw this out just because it sounds outlandish. It's possible. Anything is possible. I have to think that the odds of somebody making 126 trades in a row is gotta be extremely large. I can't even see Goldman Sachs, with their insider knowledge, being able to make 126 trades in a row and turn $800 into $350 million. That just seems too outlandish to me. So was this guy a time traveler? I don't know. But he says something here about the greatest stock market crash in history, where he's from, that everybody knows this was the greatest stock market crash. It was common knowledge. Here it is. He declares he's from 200 years in the future, when it's common knowledge that our era experienced one of the worst stock market plunges in history. So, whether this is true or not, the fact is they did arrest him. He did make $350 million, or they wouldn't have arrested him. He did start with $800, and he did it all in 2 weeks. So those are the facts, or the FBI wouldn't be arresting him. So you just got to think outside the box. If he's telling the truth and this is the greatest stock market crash in history, it still hasn't come yet, because what we had in 2009 was nothing compared to what we can see in the future. He wants to tell the whereabouts of Bin Laden and a cure for AIDS. Well, we all know Bin Laden's just laying back, at the Bush estate or the Cheney estate, just taking it easy and and living a good life. Because they're all friends, they're all buddies, so there's no big deal about that. He's in America here somewhere. He's not hiding in some cave, so I wouldn't even worry too much about that. And the cure for AIDS, well, we know the government started that. The Illuminati started that for population control, to try to kill off a certain percentage of our population. Just like they did the Ebola virus and the SARS virus to attack the Asian people only. They create all these viruses and they try to give them to you in shots. Whenever you go and try to, and you take get your shots, your flu shots or anything like that, be wary. Or your vaccinations for anything, be wary, because you could be given the actual virus that kills people. I know you're supposed to, those vaccinations are just that. They give you a small amount for your body to be able to build up an immunity to it. But the facts are that this is a way that they try to kill people. So, my personal feeling is I'll never take another vaccination in my life. Of course, I did when I was a kid because I had to. But anyway, this video was mainly just a little bit about some of the dark things and what's out there. You can watch all the videos on the blog. I pretty much posted all that stuff on the blog. So nothing from Ben Fulford yet, but I'll let you know in later videos if anything comes from him. So, but so far it looks like the crash has been averted, at least for this week. But that doesn't mean next week or the next week it might not start. I don't know. But so good luck to everyone next week, and keep reading the blog. Thanks a lot, gang.